course, one of the things that comes by, and I'm speaking based on the fact that I speak with a lot of financial institutions,
yes,
the banks and everything else. There's a term there, NPL, loans that are not performing.
yes.
And so it's a risk factor, definitely, anytime we're lending and doing all these things. How are you thinking about it? Because I know even behind the scene, when you're launching these, you're also thinking about we have to mitigate any risks that come by. I'm sure you've thought some things about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And financial services comes with the possibility that people are not going to repay their loans.
Yeah.
And it's part of our negotiations with the banks to say, what are you seeing on your side around performing loans and non-performing loans?
Yeah.
And that's why the role of credit scoring is really, really important. So it's not that we're going to overlay every single till and say that you have access to credit.
Yeah.
There's a process. And because we have access to quite a bit of data, we're able to assess those who have the propensity to pay.
Yeah.
So we look at certain characteristics,
Excellent.
right?
Okay.
So we look at the frequency of turnover on your till. We look at how long have you been on the network, right? How many tills do you keep? How many numbers do you have? Because then we're getting a sense of, is this someone who is stable, building a business, or is this someone who's trying multiple things?
Yeah.
This all goes into part of what we do around the credit scoring, and this we do jointly with the banks. But like any prudent financial institution, we take calculated risks. And where there are difficulties with repaying, we encourage customers to actually feed back to us, so that then we can then create structures that can enable them to repay.
And I love that. I think it's also a credit score even to how individuals as well are being accessed.
Yes.
There was always a conversation with the banks about, risk-based borrowing, those kind of conversations where you look at the client and what you can do.
Yeah.
Over and above that, because we're talking about SMEs and I'm very passionate about them because for me, they are the heart, as I say it again. There is the place of business development, the place of training them as well and all that. Do you have such kind of plans as well to ensure that the people you're giving money, you're also empowering them?
Absolutely. In our 18 years now, we've now come to understand that part of growing the business and ensuring that we're giving our customers the right products and solutions means that we have to work with them. So financial literacy is at the core of everything that we do.
Okay.
So for businesses specifically, we run a program which we call Grow. And Grow sits with businesses and talks about different business challenges and gives solutions. So we work with businesses and we go across the country, talking to small and medium-sized businesses, giving them tips and ideas in terms of how they can better manage their business. And we combine financial literacy together with digital literacy, right? Okay. Because the tools that we have, we're leveraging technology. And if we're leveraging technology and our customers are not comfortable or are not exposed to the different aspects of technology, it then can become quite challenging.
Absolutely.
So in our conversations, in our Grow platform, specifically for businesses, we talk about how to manage your money. We talk about the tools that you would need to manage your money effectively. And this is where the digital literacy comes together. Okay. We then also created tools. We've got a business app that is specifically created for businesses, where you'll also have value-added products. So one of our partners within the business app shows businesses how to create an online presence, right? Which is a value add, and we don't charge them for to access the service. But that allows them to enter into the world of e-commerce and move away from just being distributing their services and solutions physically.
Anytime I pop into my M-Pesa app, I see many things. Definitely it means we're not just about transactions and more. And I would like you to just speak on a few because I have seen enough. Okay. One of it being especially on, wealth management, because I saw you launch ZD and it's extremely doing well. From the numbers I saw you celebrate the mark when it hit 1 billion and moving on as well. How is it going so far and why did you do this?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll start with ZD. ZD for us was our way of saying, how can we ensure that as many of our customers and Kenyan citizens are able to invest easily? Okay. Moving away from the traditional investment vehicles. You can put money in a savings account and that's okay. But money market funds have been around for a very long time.
Absolutely.
But entry into these money market funds has always been a barrier for a lot of our customers. Again, one of the things that we're very big on here is data insights, data analytics. So based on our data insights and data analytics, we saw that, on average, there's quite a good chunk of money that's sitting in individuals' wallets. And that was our incentive to say, what else can we do? So ZD was created or developed on the basis of saying, how do we ensure that our customers can continue to earn value on money that is sitting in their wallet? We're a financial services provider. Like a bank, you will pay people interest for the deposits that they bring. Likewise, your money sits in our wallets. How can we ensure that you're getting the right return? That's how ZD was birthed. But now, remember, we come from a space of transforming lives and serving those who are traditionally underserved. So in ZD, the minimum investment is 100 shillings. Right? That means for the same 100 shillings, which is a free M-Pesa equivalent of a free M-Pesa transaction, you can actually invest money in a money market fund, which earns you interest on a daily basis. Yes, it's 100 shillings. And so that was the premise, which is how do we make investments simple, accessible, and convenient?
Absolutely.
On top of that, we have a big focus around customer experience. We are now working to make sure that all the steps that you take are not more than 3 steps, right?
I noticed that.
So on ZD, it's literally, especially if you use the app, it's 3 clicks. It's invest, put your PIN in, and you're done. Withdraw, simple. Get into the app, withdraw, put your PIN in, and there you go, back into your wallet.
So Esther, moving such amounts of money and everything else definitely has an edge of it by ensuring that everything is safe and everything is sound. What keeps you awake?
What keeps me awake at night is the security and safety of all our customers' money.
Absolutely.
Right? So we do everything possible to ensure that we have the highest standards of security for our customers' money. We have been certified under the Payment Card Institute, PCI. That is the highest level of certification around management of money. Similar to that or equivalent to that of a card, which is really important. We're also part of the ISO data privacy management body that certifies highest levels of data protection for our customers. That said, we also then get into programs where we are continuously testing the security of our systems. We work with different cybersecurity partners. We are constantly screening and tracking any single attempt on the business and ensuring that we are completely secure. So, touch wood, nothing has been impacted in our system. And this is the assurance that we give our customers that their money is safe. And the one thing we do every single day, every minute of what we do is to ensure that our customers' money is kept safe and secure. On top of that, we do a lot of fraud awareness. We've created a hotline, which is *33#, where you can report fraudulent transactions. You can call in. We start to blacklist those who have been social engineering our customers. Actually, our biggest challenge is social engineering when it comes to protection of individuals' money. And the work that we have done is to ensure that we investigate each of those allegations that come through and ensure that our customers are made whole as far as it is possible.
So what you have said is that the money is safe, the data is safe.
Yes.
Excellent. And maybe to transition as well, making all this money, seeing all this, definitely the question will be, do you have a social footprint that you're leaving behind as well, so that at least people can say, yes, we also enjoying some of the proceeds?
Absolutely. So as Safaricom, as M-Pesa, we have a huge role to play. So we don't take our role lightly. And part of what we do, as we said, is we talk about transformation. Actually, the most heartwarming part of my job is the work that we do with the foundations. The foundations have focused their energies around healthcare. So we work especially with mothers. We focus on maternal care, ensuring that women get dignity when they deliver. Women are able to then bring up children in a healthy environment. empowerment. So through our programs like Mama, we've empowered millions of women in this country and protected them. We've run very many fistula camps, which is a big issue that affects women, especially those in the childbearing age. We also play a very big part in education. We work with schools, first of all, to make sure that those who do not have access to a good education are provided for. We work with the institutions to build the infrastructure in schools across the country. So we've done work in all the 47 counties to ensure that schools in those areas are uplifted. Particularly heartwarming for me is the work that we also do for individuals who are displaced. So if you think about the work that we do in Kakuma, it is really heartwarming. We're able to work with those individuals. And through the foundation, we've got schools that we can work remotely with. So children in those camps have access to the best education to make sure that they are not living in dire circumstances moving forward. When you think about also the work that we have also done in the space of agriculture, that's also very heartwarming for us. So we empower community groups around, agriculture production, because that's the core of what we do. This, for me, is the biggest part of what we do, and we have touched over 40 million lives through the work that we do.
So what's in the offing? What's your final word on this?
My final word is I'm looking for partnership. I'm looking for continued collaboration and feedback for us to grow our business together. M-Pesa has only been a success through the partnerships that we've had today. And it is our role to deliver in the next 18 a fully fledged digital lifestyle solution. And so I urge every single customer, first of all, thank them for trusting us. Because without their trust, we would not be here. So first of all, it's acknowledging their trust and their continued belief in us. And to tell them that we hear them with all the feedback that they give us. And we want to continuously get that feedback so we can build and make this bigger and greater. My word for customers is that we should all aim to be financially wealthy and healthy.
Wow. Be financially healthy and wealthy. And you never know, they are still celebrating their birthday, 18 years old. So probably I'll take on your behalf the birthday gift. But thank you so much for tuning in right here on the Trading Bell. What a wonder. Honestly, M-Pesa has done its part and is still doing its part and changing lives now, SMEs, now businesses and more. And we celebrate them. Happy birthday to them, by the way. Thank you so much. I leave you now with the markets.